Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first guest of the season, Nuhami Miller from Uhuru. How are you doing? How are you
Good.
doing?
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Uhuru?
My name is Nuhami, and I'm the chief editor for Uhuru. I was originally born and raised in Ethiopia, so I majored in advertising, and then I picked up a minor in public relation and communication because I really like the just like cross-world collaboration. And then I just became the editor for Uhuru, I would say like a year ago, and we haven't printed in 4 years. So
Okay.
because of that, we're rebranding into a multicultural magazine, and we're hoping to print this spring.
Nice, nice, nice. What made you want to join Uhuru in the first place?
When I found out that they have not printed in 4 years and that they were originally a Pan-African magazine, I was like, oh, I know a lot about that. And then as I was doing research about the magazine, I realized that one area that they were having in trouble with is like rebuilding where it was first, for example, meaning like it was Pan-Africanism, but they want to bring that into storytelling. And it made it super complicated because whenever you narrow it down to saying like Pan-African, just people think you can only tell a story from one area. So I was like, wait, I'm from a different country, but also I lived here for 10 years. So I think with my two world experiences, I can like collaborate and bridge that gap.
Yeah.
So which is why when I rebranded the magazine, I made it a multicultural storytelling. So although we can tell the story about Pan-African, but also we're opening the doors for other stories to be told.
Yeah, so other people can like pretty much express how like they view and stuff.
Yes,
That's
yes.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
How would you say Uhuru tackles a topic or a segment of a magazine?
First, we always have our e-board collaborations. So I have 10 staff, and we would come together and discuss a topic or whatever segment that we're trying to put out, and then each person, so from the writer, from the photographer, and the stylist, and as well as the illustrators, we all come together and discuss the idea and see what angle that we want to approach it. But pretty much before we put anything out, we try to get everybody's like input, and even if we don't agree or disagree, just what's the best for the magazine, and then we come together and make a decision for that.
Yeah. So how many ideas would you say like get put like in front of you guys or like come up with before you guys decide to one?
I would say probably like so many, like maybe 10 even, and then it makes it like really hard to narrow down because all of us are major in different subjects, and we all bring different things to the magazine. So sometimes like how I see things as a marketing perspective and how somebody sees it like from videography or fashion or storytelling is different. So it's like, how do we combine and like tell the story?
Yeah. So it's like different views for like different things, but you guys try to find like one view for like everything.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
What would you say that the future of Uhuru looks like?
I would say for it's definitely going to expand, and although we are a multicultural storytelling, I've noticed that a lot of people who might not be exposed to certain topics or have different interests, they are coming into our world and being like, wait, this is actually super interesting. So I'm noticing that, yes, although we are a multicultural storytelling, I can see Uhuru Magazine being something that almost everybody can be involved in, because when we say multicultural, that means anybody. So I'm noticing like people are taking that initiative, being like, because they're seeing that the work that we do, and I feel like it's going to be something that's like super big. And although we haven't printed in 4 years, us printing this year, I feel like it's going to set the standard for what's to come.
I really do like that, because then it'll give like more people like, oh, like if they want to tell something but they haven't been like able to, this will probably give them like the chance to see what's on their mind, or like just actually tell the vision that they want to.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, what is the process of executing a magazine?
Well, because we're executing it in February, one of the big thing is, I would say, setting a deadline. And when we set a deadline, we have to meet them all the times, because when it comes to like the magazines, it's not just the photo or the writing or sometimes even like the stories that's being put together. It's like there's so many layers that go into it. So like making sure that each role is being done with a set deadline, so that way that nothing is being like done later. And then also trying to get things like advanced done, because like with magazine, things can change, and how you thought the cover would be or the story would be or the theme can change as you're developing the story, which is something that I've noticed. And I've noticed actually even recently working like how like you have a certain theme for a story, and then after you produce it, it's completely different than what you thought. So I would say like having options set.
Yeah, it's definitely like that, because there will be one topic that's popular for one thing, and then it'll be like completely different than what you thought, or it'll be like a completely different way for it like the next week. So yeah, it definitely can be very difficult. What specific topics are the most interesting to highlight, would you say?
For Uhuru, I would say the overlooked story that we talk about. Like for example, within our magazine, which we're doing it completely different, we talk about topics that people normally would never talk about. For example, we would mix like a lot of our writings, rather than making it seem like super like appealing, we tell the truth in our writing. So I would say like just how direct our writing is, and it's always backed up by research. And then I would say a lot of the overlooked stories that you might not see in other magazines, or even like just in day-to-day what people don't talk about, I would say is like that's our highlight, is like the overlooked, what people don't really talk about. We cover that. Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people like nowadays need to more so hear the truth, and it's kind of being like just overlooked and like overplayed by just like big headlines and stuff, instead of like actually telling like the true grit of like what newspapers are supposed to do. So I really like that. I really like that.
Yeah.
What advice would you give students who are anxious about college life?
I would say, I mean, it's normal to be anxious, so like it doesn't really help to say that, but it really is normal. But also is like it's how you come out of it. It is great, like graduating with your degree and all those amazing things. But if you have like an idea of how you want to come out of it, I would say it's like more to the person that you come out. So being anxious is normal, but also like if you do face that, there's going to be like a reward at the end. At the other side, I feel like there's a reward to it.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to promote?
I would say we have our thrift sale coming up on the 24th, and we're partnering with Family Services here in Kent, and what we're doing is if you want to participate, you can bring like a bag of clothes, and once you donate a certain amount, you can take some for free, or you can buy some. And on our flyers, actually, it's very direct, but our goal is whatever clothes that we get to donate all of it to these family services, because the service that we're collaborating with, they donate close to anybody in need. So I would say like if you're someone who have like a lot of clothes sitting, or just if you know people who can donate, definitely push that. And I would just say to follow our social medias, because we do a lot of like giveaways as well as like collaborating with those in need.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Well, thank you, Nuhami, for joining us today.